What's up guys, welcome to the Hardwin82 channel. I'm Adam and today we're gonna talk about what to do in case you've been just hacked. So yeah, let's talk about that. Guys, these days this is not a joke. If you are hacked, you're hacked and you need to do something. The question is what exactly, so this video is about that. So in the most simplest way, I will tell you in few steps what to do if you got, for example, some kind of a dodgy email saying that you've been hacked. And let's think what next steps should be. Because my brother, yeah, this is a true story. My brother recently phoned me and he said, Adam, I was hacked. I'm like, I can't believe it. So tell me what exactly happened. And he says, I've got this email. I'm gonna send you screenshots. I'm not gonna show you this, guys, because actually that email shows some private data, some important private information. So yeah, looks really scary. So the email goes basically like this. So my brother logged into his email account like we are doing every day, like let's say gmail.com. You open in your mailbox and you see email sent from yourself to you. And the title was important, you've been hacked, read this. So the email was quite long, was explaining that my brother was hacked. His laptop is monitored for a while now. They gather some important information and they gave him some proof, like a few pictures here, a few pictures there, and his password to his email account. The hacker claims that he has access to everything, to his all social media, like a Facebook, Instagram. My brother is everywhere. And yeah, and he wants $500 paid in Bitcoin, and you have 48 hours or else we will do this and that. Of course, there was something more in that email, which was quite funny. The hacker claims that he has some kind of private photos that my brother don't want to share with his friends. So not only you have 48 hours to pay this amount of money to the hijacker, or else he will take all your social media and access to everything, but also he's gonna send those pictures or whatever he has to all his friends on, on your friend lists. So yeah, that was quite amusing. Yeah, just imagine you've got email like this and suddenly, oh shit, am I doing anything dodgy? Do I have anything that might be humiliated for me? Yeah, you need to ask that question to yourself. What would you do if you got email like this? So yeah, let's talk about that. So for some of you, this video will end in next 15-20 seconds, and for some of you will be much longer. Depends from your threat level. I'm talking about, we need to take this seriously, because if he has access to your email, who knows, maybe he has access to different things. The worst case scenario is you installed some malicious software on your laptop computer and that software was monitoring your activity. The worst case scenario is if you have malicious software that is making records of what you are typing. It's called keyloggers. So everything you type on your keyboard is copied and sent to the hacker. Oh yeah, so you know what that means. Not only the websites you visit and all your activity, but your banking, your emails, your private messages, everything that you type on the keyboard, the hacker will know. So this is the worst case scenario. So you need to ask yourself, how important data I have on my laptop? Because if you're running a business and you have some important information about your client, maybe you are moving money a lot, you're logging into different bank accounts and everything, I'm sorry, this video is not for you. Close your laptop, power off your PC, whatever you're using, don't use it at all and go to the specialist, because everything you will do will be compromised, might be compromised, and the effect will be even worse. So I'm sorry. So if you are one of those people that, like I said, running the business, you have clients and etc., I'm sorry, this video is not for you. Switch it off and you need to go to the professional place that is dealing with threats like this. Okay, so that's it for those people. But 90%, probably even 95% of people that is watching that video are using computer just for normal everyday activities, like, you know, Facebook, YouTube, all social media, some emails here and there. So yeah, let's talk about this, what you can do in case you've been hacked. So first of all, when you've got email like this, don't click on anything, especially on like links. But be vigilant, because some of the links will be hidden under the pictures. So don't click anything on that email. Don't reply to that email. Just close it. Don't do anything with that. So this is like a step number one. Let's go back a bit for a moment. Let's think how that attack might happen. So like I mentioned before, if you think that you click on something recently, you might install something recently. So yeah, this is one of the things that might happen. And the other thing that could happen was simply data breach. So data breach, like you see on the monitor right now, is basically an incident where information is stolen. One of the biggest data breach I remember that happened in 2018 was a breach in November 2018 when Marriott Hotel was attacked by hackers, and the data of 400 million customers were stolen. I'm talking about personal information. Just you can imagine going to the hotel, you gave them everything. In some hotels you need to even give them copy of the driving license or the passport. So just imagine 400 million people were affected of the data breach. So like I said, the second very common way that hacker hack you was a data breach. So what happened with my brother? My brother was using one of those email clients, doesn't matter which one, because that happens everywhere all the time. So it wasn't Gmail, but he was using something like that. The data breach happened last year, and basically information about login credentials were stolen basically. And because my brother didn't change his password recently, someone just took that information, typed it, and he logged in like to his own email account. So from that point, the hacker had access to his emails, so he could read all of them. He could download some information like pictures, like documents, and we all know that we have something there. So just one of my accounts is like, I don't know, 15 years old, so the amount of information there is unbelievable. So you can imagine if someone has access to that, this is gold mine. They have freaking everything. And with access to your email account, they can, I'm not saying easily, but they can try to hijack the other accounts. Maybe it's not that easy these days to, I don't know, change the password on the Facebook account or YouTube account, something like that. Because back in the day, you could just type that I forgot my password, send the special link, the link went to your email, you click it, you change the password, and you have access again to your account. So hackers back in the day, they could easily hijack all your accounts. It's not that easy these days. So in my brother's situation, the hacker was just bluffing. He was claiming that he can do this, he already have that, doesn't matter. He was just bluffing. So I advised my brother not to pay him, obviously, not to click on any links. I explain how he got the access to your account. So simple these days. I remember a few years ago there was a massive data breach. It was called Mother of All Breaches. Well, actually, a few of those happened. Just recently, in January 2024, there was another data breach. Have a look at this. This is unbelievable. 26 billion records in this one data breach. So basically, just imagine, probably on the darknet, someone has access to this, he's downloading, it's probably massive file, like 50 gigs. He's just opening that, and he has a record of all the people. And he has something like login details, password, and platform. For example, Facebook, login, password, and next one. Twitter, login, password, next one. So 26 billion, can you imagine that? 26 billion. We have, I think, 6 billion people in the world. 26 billion, I'm talking now, people have these days many accounts, so but still 26 billion. So if someone has access to this and he wanna earn some money, if I wanna earn some money, I would do this. I would download this file, I will start reading. There's like a Gmail account, for example. I have credentials, I will log in, it's working, fantastic. Then I'm creating the email with help of AI. So I am freaking bluffing as much as possible. Maybe something like, I have access to your camera. I don't know, maybe I was watching you. Yeah, I have everything, I know everything. Your wife don't wanna know, or your, I don't know, your parents or your grandma. So yeah, I'm just looking at those emails. I'm trying to guess what kind of life my victim is having, and I'm just, I don't know, for example, there was an email from Starbucks. I'm like, I saw you in Starbucks last week. Yeah, let's make it super creepy. And you need to pay me such and such. For example, if I see he's moving some money around, maybe some email from bank account, yeah, you need to pay me a lot, or else this and that, in bitcoins, obviously. So again, you're not clicking on anything, no links, nothing, don't click on anything, just close that. First thing I advised my brother was change the password to your email account. Ideally, you don't want to do it from the usual computer that you're using, ideally, because he has only laptop in his house, and for some reason there was a problem with accessing emails from his phone. I said, okay, don't worry, I will just connect remotely to your laptop, and I'm gonna have a look if there's any malicious stuff. So what I did, I just used a program called AnyDesk. In one of my videos, I'm explaining how you can connect remotely to someone's computer and help him with whatever problem he's having. So have a look at this video. Yeah, but the program is very easy. You just download this. The other side has to download that as well. I check what kind of programs are running in the background. You know, Control-Shift-Escape, and you have a nice view of what kind of processes are running in your laptop computer. Usually, from my experience, I will tell you, the programs that they are doing something malicious are the programs that takes a lot of memory. So instead of using the CPU row, I would press here, and I'm always starting with programs that takes memory a lot. So I just had a quick look, what is what. I know that for me is easy because I get used to watch this. So it's like, I know for some of you it's like a matrix. We don't know what it is, but I have a good news for you guys, two actually good news. First of all, if you don't know, that's fine. Just right click here and you have this search online option. So you can always go step by step and have a look what the process is. Have some reading. And yeah, just simply line by line, you can just press it, go search online and do some research. But you don't have to do that, because these days there is this fantastic tool, it's called Process Explorer, and he's doing this basically for you. At the end of the video, I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm doing with my brother's laptop. I'm not gonna, at the moment I don't wanna focus on this. At the end of the video you will have it. So you're more than welcome to stay and have a look. In the meantime, let's go back to my lecture. The other thing I like to do is go to your startup option and have a look what is loading with your operating system. Just simply, again, Control-Shift-Escape, and you go to startup apps and have a look what is starting here. This is very important. Also, you can search online what that is. So after I checked my brother's laptop and I couldn't see anything wrong, I couldn't see any malicious software, I knew that is just simply data breach. That's it. This is the only way he got this information, especially because my brother told me he didn't change his password for the last 10 years. So yeah, so his laptop wasn't affected, so the next step was change the freaking password. So guys, if you're one of those people that is using one password for many years, you're looking for trouble, so don't do it. You know, some of you probably work for big companies and you have access to, you know, all those laptops and everything, and IT department every now and then is freaking harassing you with information that your password will expire and you need to have a new one, and everybody goes crazy because, oh my lord, I just changed the password, they ask me to change again, I'm keep forgetting. They are doing this for a reason, because of those data breach. They will not tell you this because no one wants to admit there was an attack on their servers and they lost credentials of freaking few thousands of employees, or freaking 400 million. So yeah, change the password frequently. How often, it's really hard to say, but minimum twice per year. Ideally, you wanna use one of those password managers, and you can install them on your PC, laptop, cell phone. So you have one program that is dealing with all your passwords. The only thing you need to remember is this one password to that program. And yeah, it's very handy, it's very good, because these days we are not able to remember all those passwords, because if you do that properly, you have to have different passwords for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, bank, some other accounts. You need to have different passwords. And yeah, so consider using password manager. I will tell a little bit more about that in a bit. So I checked my brother's laptop, nothing suspicious over there. My brother changed the password to his email account. The next thing I asked him was to enable two-factor authentication. So if you know the login and password, that's great, but there will be text message that will go to your cell phone, and without that you cannot log in, especially when you start using different device or you are in different location. So this is very handy. My brother didn't have it now, so now he has. So I asked him to start using this, ideally everywhere. I know that two-factor authentication these days is not that, you know, it's not that great. I know about that. There's a massive community saying that don't use it, this is basically a scam. You are risking of having different problems. There are some people saying that you shouldn't use it. I understand, and to be fair, I'm one of those, but I'm talking about just normal people that they just wanna access something on the internet. They will not go that deep. So two-factor authentication is the minimum, or even better, MFA, multi-factor authentication. It's like, again, the same principle. Login and password is not enough, you need to provide something else, but instead of having text message, you need to, I don't know, put your fingerprint somewhere to one of those devices that you can read, you know, those lines. Or popular recently is YubiKey. It's a small device that looks like a Pendrive, but you need to have it everywhere you go. So when you log in, you need to stick it to the laptop or even to your phone, and yeah, and then only then you have access. I don't know what to think about this. I know it's great, but I cannot imagine myself walking around with this. Well, I don't know, but this is your options. And another thing that I advise my brother is to contact those big companies that you are using on a daily basis, like in his case was the Netflix, for example. Just give them a ring or maybe email just saying that my email account have been hacked, and I'm not sure how this will affect my Netflix account, so please advise, something like that. So at least give them information that something like that happened, and they might give you some tips because, for instance, they have access to everything, so they know that, for example, you are usually logging to Netflix with your phone and your laptop in location from this city, such and such, and suddenly they see something like someone tried to log in or even log in with success from different device, from different location. This is a massive red flag, and they will probably ask you to reset your password, something like that. So yeah, contact big companies, and speak with them. Before I show you the video what I've done with my brother's laptop, I just want to give you some tips how to avoid situations like this. So I already mentioned that you need to change the password quite frequently, minimum twice per year. So this is massive tip. Secondly, start using password managers. Which password manager? I highly recommend you to have some read, like for example this article from wired.com. I love this website, such a good information. and have a just quick read, have a look what they think. Very famous is Bitwarden, but you can use 1Password or wherever. Just have a read and you decide which one is the best for you. Another tip: start using more than one email. Absolute minimum is this: you have one email for your business stuff, one for your personal, like a social media and another thing, and another one for some bullshit that you're doing on the internet, because everywhere you go they need your information, like you're just spreading your information all over the place. So stupid websites that they don't need to have information about you, provide them with a different email. About the emails, let's go back for a moment. Start using more privacy focused emails. Like, I will give you an example. I love this email provider, is a Proton. They evolve a lot, so they are not only mail clients anymore, they are much more. They are providing with a VPN, you have Proton Drive. Everything here is a really focus on your privacy. So I will give you an example. To log into your ProtonMail, you need to have two passwords. First one is just to your account, and the second password is to encrypt your emails. That's interesting. I don't know if you, for example, have surveillance in your house and you have access to that surveillance through your phone. I don't know if you noticed, but you have two passwords over there. One is just to log into your account, and the second one is to encrypt the video you are just watching, because you don't want any to have access to your private camera that is installed in your living room, for example. I highly recommend you to start using ProtonMail, but doesn't have to be this, but I highly recommend you to use this. Another thing interesting about the ProtonMail: if you are sending emails between one ProtonMail user to another ProtonMail user, they have another security. So that email is accessible only to that person because it's encrypted again. Another tip: when you create your email account, try to not use your full name, like johnsmith@gmail.com. The reason for that is, I know it looks professional and everything, but just by doing this, you're already given a lot of information. So if I know your name, what I would do, I would go to Facebook, I will go to Twitter, I will go through all that, bullshit that you have on the internet, and eventually I will find you somewhere. And there is some tools for that. You don't have to do that manually these days. You trust me, those people, they know what to do. They will just put your information to one of those softwares, and the software will do the job. We'll try to gather as much information as possible. And then you have a dodgy phone call like, Mr. Smith, you have I'm calling from Netflix, you have an account with us. And if you, yeah, actually I have account. So what's the problem? We have a problem with your membership, and you need to provide us with credit card information, some shit like that. And the person is just scamming you. So try not to use your real name. When you use browsers, the same principle as with email accounts. Start using many of those. Don't just use one. So for example, again, for business stuff, banking, use one. For another activities like a social media, use another one. And for other bullshit that we all do in every day, use another one. Have a look at me, for example. I have a Mozilla Firefox, I have a Google Chrome, I have a Brave, I have Vivaldi. I'm not using one just for everything. I'm just switching. Another thing, start using on every browser uBlock Origin. It's not only about protecting you from ads that they are super annoying and they're just shoveling in your throat, but they are also protecting you from third parties' cookies. Because these days, when you open a website and you go to, I don't know, Auto Trader website or any website these days, when you are on this website, you're not only on this website. A lot of things is happening in the background. So if you go through the logs, actually you're connected to 1,000 freaking things, because everybody wants your data. They want to know everything about you. They want to know what sites you're visiting, your patterns, behaviors. so they will gather as much information as they can. So have a look at this, for example. I was just reading this article on rublon.com and see how many things are loading in the background. So yeah, let's think about that for a moment. Another website I highly recommend you to have a look is Have I Been Pwned? There is a massive community that checks data leaks on a daily basis. So you just put your email address here and click here, and you will know. Okay, I'm gonna use mine, but I'm gonna blur it, but I'm gonna show you something. Or maybe I don't want to do that. Okay, let's use something different, like John Smith gmail.com. I just made this up, but I'm sure someone somewhere created that email. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm sorry, John Smith from gmail.com. You've been pwned. That means your data is flying around in 270 different data breaches. So somewhere someone has information about your login and password. So yeah, you can use this option here, notify me. So you just need to put your email address. So every time when the new data breach happens and your email was there, they will inform you. So this is a very handy tool. I'm super glad that people like this exist. Service to the public. Okay, guys, another tip. Let's go back to this Netflix situation. When you use services like this, you can easily check who's using your login. So for example, if you're using Netflix, you can have a look. You can easily have a look who's using your password at the moment and who's logged in. I will give you an example. I was selling my telly recently. Inside that I have a Netflix, and just after I sold my telly, I thought, shit, in the telly I had the app, Netflix app, with all my information, login and passwords. Like, fuck. That's why I use this. I went in, I log in with my information, I check which devices is connected to my telly, and I just simply to my account, and I just simply disconnect the device. And later on, I change my password just in case, just by pressing this. So whatever you're using, is it Netflix, something else? There is somewhere option like this that you can have a look who's logging in and from where. And the last thing, do the backup quite often, because that was very easy hack. But if my brother was hacked by a professional, they could encrypt his data, and now they are holding him by the balls, because if you don't pay, you don't have access to your data, to your information. And when we all have some important stuff like pictures, memories, some documents, we don't want to lose access to that. So yeah, do the backup quite often. I remember a video about that. So if you are interested, please have a look. And that's it, guys. I hope this video was useful for you. Stay put, because in a few moments now I will show you what I was doing with my brother's laptop with a small explanation, so don't go anywhere. But I'm gonna say goodbye. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna see you next time. Thank you. Bye.